I want to tell you a story. It's a story you may think you know, but you don't.
What is going on, everybody? What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela Dakalian.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk for the movie talk world, guys. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. And if you have not already, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button to get notified on our movie reviews, reaction videos, and everything movie talk here in the Movie Talk Studios. Let's get right to it. Angela, what movie are we reviewing today? And I'm going to go on record and say before we start talking about it is that I did not expect it. I expected it to be good, not great. I'll say that. And wow, was this just a trip of a film. Tell us, what are we reviewing today, Angela?
So we're reviewing Guillermo Del Toro's
Pinocchio, guys. And we're gonna go out and say right now, compare it to the remake that Disney put out. And nothing against Tom Hanks or anything, but when you compare the two stories, when you compare, the Disney classic of itself, I feel like for me, for us, we felt that this movie, Guillermo Del Toro's visionary Pinocchio, was just suddenly just off the wall when it comes down to it beat it out of the park. It really did. It's a great, fantastic film. This film is really it's smart for its own good. It really brings dynamic to the character of Pinocchio. Disney's Pinocchio tried to do that, but then it was all over the place.
With the Disney, they have to stay in the
boundaries
of Disney.
Yeah.
They can't for one, deviate with the story too much.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Two, you have to keep it because Pinocchio is like a kid movie, like a G movie.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to keep it in that realm. So like you said, it's very limited on what they can do. You can't really change it too much because people are like, that's not Pinocchio.
Well,
but then again, so it's Disney. So I can see why, as much as I love Tom Hanks, I can see why the film didn't do as good. I personally, I'm not a fan of the Pinocchio, like the original one, the animation.
Yeah, I really wasn't either. Yeah,
I like it, but I like other movies better.
Yeah.
So I know the remake was kind of pretty true to that. Mm-hmm. So I was pretty curious how this one was going to go because I know. Since it's not really Disney, they can't really go through the true story, right?
Yeah,
so,
but it has the main story here.
Gist of the characters,
but
right?
also, this is just a whole darker element here of itself. Its own genre. Yeah.
Del Toro's signature, fantasy,
his style, his animation,
a little bit darkness.
Yeah. This story on IMDb says a darker version of the classic children's fairy tale of a wooden puppet that transforms into a real living boy. So when we talk about dynamic of the story, so we get actually an essence of Geppetto with his son. And we're not going to mention any spoilers, by the way, guys. We're not going to mention nothing crazy, no spoilers. But that whole relationship, we never saw that ever.
And even though it was brief.
Even it was brief. Yeah, and it
felt like it was needed.
Yes. It brought clarity. It brought clarity to the whole Geppetto character. I never thought we got so much dynamic with Geppetto and Pinocchio in their solo adventures.
Yeah,
they got so much cherishing moments here.
Because we get more of I want to say, realism with this because losing a child, especially a young child, it's a
a lot of burden.
It's a heartbreaking. As a parent, you don't want that to ever happen. That's your number one fear is losing a child. So you see that portrayed in the film, and you see how that affects his character, and I like that. I like that we saw that on the screen, and I gotta say the animation.
God, it was fantastic.
Fantastic. Fabulous. Yeah. Loved it, the stop motion.
Yeah. This whole cast alone was just, Gregory Mann plays Pinocchio, which is a little British, he's an up-and-comer
young
British actor. And who knows, maybe this will be the start of something good for him.
So cute.
Of course, the classic Obi-Wan himself, Ewan McGregor. I recognize his voice right away as Sebastian J. Cricket.
First line he said, I was like,
oh my God, I am just tearing up. When he's narrating this story, I don't know if it's Ewan, his narration, his voice is just so well done when it comes to narration. I loved his narrating. He was narrating this movie just like the original Pinocchio did. So again, his take on it, his voice was just way better in my personal opinion. That's just the way I took it as.
Nice voice.
Yeah, and also I was kind of on the fence, but not really on the fence with, but just kind of like, oh, okay, that's something different we don't get to see. But David Bradley actually played Geppetto, which we know him from Game of Thrones and Harry Potter. Yeah, Finch's.
I know he's done a whole bunch.
Yeah, he was Finch.
That's that's what is most notable in our.
Well, I would say both of those are his noticeable roles because Game of Thrones. I mean, the Red Wedding. I mean, the Betrayal. Oh my gosh. But anyways,
the phrase.
Yeah, Red Wedding. But So going back to Guillermo Del Toro, I mean, he is a visionary. He really is. A visionary director, visionary animator, Academy Award winner. You know, this movie will get nominated. I guarantee it will get nominated.
It better.
It will. At this year, as we're currently coming in, I can't. Like, I'm trying to rethink of a animation film that got me to think what can I say? This best picture? Maybe I'd rather top of my head right now. I can't. But for sure, this one really stuck with me. So many one-liner quotes that were just freaking amazing. One was that what Sebastian J. Cricket said, Ewan said, was, and it'll probably stick with me for a while, was life is such a gift. And I love that. And his hands goes like this. It's like a gift. He's just like a gift.
There's a lot of good messages.
Oh, man.
It is darker. It's a darker theme. So some of the themes are like...
They deal with a lot of spiritual realms in this.
You know, death.
Purgatory, in a way.
Like what's... after,
but he touches up on it in a light comic way, if that makes sense. It's not serious, but it is a serious tone, but it doesn't really say they mentioned purgatory, but it's not what you think, guys. Okay, it's not what you think. This film is PG rated. It really is. I like what Del Toro said, though. He said that this movie is not accommodating towards kids.
It's not a kid movie.
But kids could watch it by their parents' position.
Kids can watch it if parents have them a talk with them about.
But see, here's the thing: it's PG rating, so it's not even like kids see PG-13 movies. Wakanda Forever is PG-13.
For example, it has a lot of themes that you do have to talk with your children. It has war. It has dealing with death and grief and loss. It has. What happens once we die? What happens? And, cherishing the moments have here.
And I did not think... I probably cried about 5-6 times. I can't remember a last movie where it made me cry that much. Disney movies that made me cry, yes. When it comes to those, of course, Up was one of the... WALL-E too. But when it comes down to, so many times in one time, I don't know. This might take the cake for me as far as I know. As far as how many times it made me cry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because for beginning to the middle to the end to 3/4 of the way, that the whole sequence of the story was done very, very well. I enjoyed this movie. This is going to be probably my top 10 of 2022 for sure, because I just can't get the picture out of my mind.
Plus, I gotta say, the way that they drew or animated Pinocchio was pretty cool. I gotta admit. So I know Del Toro is really known for creating these fantastic creatures, monsters. He's known for it. He's won awards for it. So I was really interested to see, and I know we kind of saw a little bit of snippets in the trailer. So I was really curious to see how it came across in the movie. Yeah. Because it's he's really truly wooden. I know in the animated series that the original, he was wooden, but he was colorful, and he had he looked very realistic. But this one was a little bit more rustic, and
Well, I hated the CGI on the Disney remake.
Right.
But
so but you know what I mean. He is literally truly a wooden, unfinished wooden. He has one ear. He has a little bit of branch, sticking out. It was really cool to see that, and I think he also, because we saw something where he was saying a lot of the themes are about loving somebody and being loved for who you are. And I think that, him being imperfect just highlights that. He just wants to be loved for who he is.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I think this is really a huge passion for him, because his mother did pass away before he premiered it in London. And he even said it himself that this film, to him and his mother, this story was a very passionate story of his that I feel like. And again, though, when he talks about Pinocchio, the one or two interviews that we saw, you could just tell this gentleman just truly loves the story, the work of the arts. He loves film. I mean, the way it's drawn, it's like claymation, slow motion, which is very, very difficult at times. It could be very frustrating. Making movies like this could be very, very frustrating. Very frustrating where the emotion doesn't go right or when maybe it just doesn't come out good. I mean, I've seen so many behind the scenes. The Isle of the Dogs is one of them where like I saw behind the scenes with Paul, like it just, again, it just goes back to where the creation side of it. But to know that his passion's there, his patience is there. This film was executed 100% off the wall. I thought it was done very well.
I gotta say, my one quip about this, and I agree with you, we talked about it on a film, is that it is a Netflix film. Yeah. So you cannot buy it on a release, and I am so sad for that because I would love to own this. This is such a great film. Yeah. Surprised the heck out of me, I gotta say. I agree with you. Yeah. I think I was going into it saying this is gonna be good, but not great, and I was blown away by this. This was a very fantastic, well done film.
This is definitely a movie we deserve, guys. You know, the music. Let's talk about the music in this film. It's very, like, I don't want to say random, but it's very casually introduced in this movie.
It's funny because it's not like a long song. It's not
pushed, and even so, it's not really pushed in the trailer. Like, it's like, oh, snap, there's music. Okay.
It's a musical.
Yeah, I was like, oh, my God. Ewan McGregor singing. Oh, my God, this is just amazing.
So fantastic.
Him with his little violin. You see that in the trailer. It's just
so cute.
It's so beautiful. It's so amazing. But again, though, this is definitely going to hit families to where is it yes or a no? Because I could see probably half the population saying yes to this and half the population saying no because it is a dark story. It is a very conversational it starts conversations, this movie does, when it comes to sons,
especially
and we get to see a dynamic too between Pinocchio and his friend and their fathers. That's what Del Toro really passionate was that the relationships between the different fathers and the different sons, how each of them just want, obviously Pinocchio's friend, we're not going to go in depth on it, Pinocchio's friend wanted to be loved, and we saw I didn't even know Christopher Watts was in this movie. The cast alone was just amazing. There's the way the forest was drawn up, the way the purgatory was drawn up, everything was just beautifully executed.
It was so beautiful.
It really was. I love the colors. I love the vibes. This film will be on Netflix in December. And I'm happy. I am happy I got to see this movie in theater because this is really 100% worth it, guys. If you have a chance, be sure to check this out in a movie theater near you. Rating 1 out of 10. 10 being the highest, Angela. What do you give your rating?
I'm going to give it a 9 because it made me cry so much. It had such good storytelling and overall messages, takeaways that you're going to walk away from there thinking about. And I absolutely love it. And, I love the animation. It's beautiful. It's cinematically beautiful. And so I agree, like, 9. I just can't see it any other way.
I'm gonna do this for you because again, this is just my take here, my personal opinion on this. I'm gonna go a little bit higher than you, which is crazy because I don't know why I love sad movies. I don't know why. I love it when our humanity is really shown on screen and how different people. I know you were crying and there was I enjoy this. This is, I don't know. This could
everyone
just be
in our
weird.
theater was crying.
This could just be me being totally weird and totally off the wall. Call me a movie weirdo or whatever you want to call it, but. I don't want to say I enjoyed everyone's emotions. Further down was looked like a grandmother and
she was crying. The lady like 2 rows down was crying.
And even the guy was just like he was trying so hard to not to cry.
If
and
you
the
don't
story,
cry in this film,
I just love it when movies make us feel a certain emotion, and when they're trying to if there's scenes trying to make us feel sad, literally the whole theater's sad. The movie's doing its job, and I feel like we all connect in that certain way. We really do.
Because it has like relatable moments. Yeah. Like we as people just want to be loved for who we are. We as people go through loss, grief,
burdens, grief.
Emotions.
And this definitely hit home for me, especially for accidental deaths, or especially just
unexpected.
For unexpected deaths.
And I agree. That's why.
That's what Pinocchio was. Pinocchio's death was unexpected. It really was, and it's sad to say that Geppetto, knowing that where the context of the full story that we got of it, besides the book. But definitely a movie to check out, guys. We do recommend this movie, guys. Be sure to check it out on Netflix, or if you want to go support it, I do suggest supporting this in a movie theater. Go check it out because we're about to be in the holiday, or we are in the holiday season. Can't believe Thanksgiving's already this week. This is crazy. But
1 week, what?
Less
than a week.
As always, guys, like, share, subscribe. I am your host, Ryan D8, Ryan680.
Amanda at that Caliange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Check you later, guys. Stay safe, San Antonio.